In this video, we'll discuss what to do if you're seeing markers on the face that point to life force depletion. Enjoy.
I had a subscriber ask me in one of my videos, if we have life force depleting markers on the face, what do we do about it? It's a great question. The reason I say that is because face reading is a branch of Chinese medicine called Yang Sheng. Yang Sheng translates as life nourishment, not disease management, which is what the vast majority of what we do here in the West is. So if we are seeing life force depleting markers on the face, and we're going to talk about two primary areas. The first one is Sanpaku eyes, Yin Sanpaku, where the three whites show this way, or Yang Sanpaku, where the three whites show on top, or if you're seeing strong vertical wrinkling along the center line of the face. Those two primary areas are sort of the red flag, like ding, 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 alarm, alarm. Those are the areas you want to pay attention to. So if you're having these marks, what do you do about it? The thing to remember is when we have these markers, whether it's the vertical lines on the center of the face or we have the Sanpaku eyes, what that is code for is life force depletion. So when that's happening, we have to look to the metrics and the areas where the vast majority of human beings leak. And if you have these features, it means you're probably leaking extra somewhere in this list, and maybe even multiple areas within this list. So I want to give you a framework of the life force metrics to check that all human beings usually struggle with, and all of us typically leak from in some capacity. So the mnemonic is M.E.D.S.S. Movement, environment, diet, sleep, strength training, and social dynamics. So movement. All human beings need to move. This is non-negotiable. Human beings are animals. Life is movement, as they say in the East. Stillness, true actual stillness, when everything stops moving, is death, what we call rigor mortis. The body gets stiff, cold, and does not move anymore. You need movement. And so when I'm talking about movement, I'm talking about things that are not explicitly strength training oriented. We're not trying to build quality muscle. So we're talking about things like walking, cardio at the gym, the elliptical machine, tai chi, yoga, swimming, cycling. You get my drift here? Movement of the blood, not about building muscle. That's one. The next one is environment. When we talk about our environment, we have to look at the yin and yang, the light side and the dark side of this. The dark side are environmental toxins. We're talking about endocrine disrupting chemicals in our environment. Unfortunately, I wish it was not like this, because none of us want to be neurotic and, reading labels and, being on guard of the world. But unfortunately, you really need to be a little bit these days. The biggest, most readily accessible access point to get this crap out of your life is to look at anything that has synthetic scents. And I'm talking about the Febreze, I'm talking about Tide and Gain and all these detergents. I'm talking about any mainstream perfume or cologne. I'm talking about all of that stuff, Glade plugins. All of that crap is horrible for your health. Endocrine disrupting chemicals, and endocrine is code for Jing, or hormones. When your hormones get taxed, depleted, or disrupted, you age faster, you're physically weaker, and you die sooner. Get this stuff out of your environments to the best of your abilities. Move over to unscented or natural scented things. That's the biggest one, and that is not everything, but that is a big area to tackle first. The positive side of environment is nature exposure. We need to be outside. You need to get your bare feet on the ground so your body can ground with the earth. You need to be getting sunlight. You need to be getting fresh air and negative ions. These are natural antidepressants, and moreover, this is the natural state of human beings. Our habitat is outdoors, and it's an uncomfortable truth because we all live inside and we all watch Netflix and just, DoorDash our McDonald's and shit. So, but we're mammals. We're supposed to be outside. Get outside. And the next one is diet. Again, this is nuanced and this is a huge spectrum. So what I'm going to say is the common ground for everybody, regardless of how you eat, whether you're vegan or you're carnivore, the common ground is remove ultra-processed foods from your diet. Something like ghee, which is butter that has been clarified. They heat it, they take the dairy solids off, and then now you have butter that doesn't have dairy in it. That is not an ultra-processed food. Neither is cornmeal, where you dry corn, grind it up, and make cornmeal to make cornbread. That is not ultra-processed. What I am talking about is Pop-Tarts, McDonald's, Top Ramen, anything that comes in a box usually in the freezer section this kind of stuff, candy. Remove that stuff from your body. There's a reason there is an obesity epidemic, and the culprit, okay, the more time goes on and the more research that's done, it's from ultra-processed foods. Get the ultra-processed oils out, get the ultra-processed fats out, get the ultra-processed sugars out of your diet. The less ingredients on something, the better. Make it yourself or have someone make it for you. The next one is sleep. We all need sleep. This is where our tissues repair. This is where our hormones replenish. The common ground, again, there's lots of reasons why people don't sleep well, but the common ground, okay, where we are trying to get, and everyone can usually jump in here, is invest in a quality eye mask. We do not want ambient light in our environments getting into our eyes, because our eyes regulate our circadian rhythm. So does our skin, but our eyes, when they take in light, sunlight, the body says, let's make a certain amount of hormones and a certain kind, and when it's nighttime, the body starts producing a different set of hormones. If we get a lot of bullshit ambient light at night, this throws off our circadian rhythm and disrupts Jing, makes our life force leak. So, quality eye mask. The other one is getting some grounding sheets. Do a little YouTubing, do a little Googling, but basically this is a sheet that plugs into your grounding current, okay, in your wall. So here in the US, you've got 3 prongs, 2 on the top, 1 on the bottom. The bottom one is the ground, and usually the sheet will have some kind of laced, enmeshed silver, and the sheet's made out of cotton, and it puts that grounding current through the sheet, so while you sleep, your body's grounding as if it was sleeping on the earth. I know it sounds woo-woo. It's not. There's a lot of good research around them. I have them. I notice a big difference in using them, so grounding sheets. Now the next one is strength. Again, something that's non-negotiable, strength training. I don't care who you are, what you're doing, you are going to need to strength train if you want to live a long time. Having quality muscle mass on the body is what allows you to survive cancer by up to 35 to 40%. So they've been doing these studies. If you have 15 pounds of quality lean muscle mass on your frame, your survivability of any cancer is up by 35 to 40%. Not to mention, the body does far better with colds and flus, mental health. Everything goes up, but you can see very, very clearly, if you are not physically strong and you're not training that in some capacity, life force will begin to deplete. And a lot of us are not strong these days. A lot of humans are not as physically strong as we once were, and that is a problem in my estimation. Strong body, strong mind, strong spirit. Last one is social dynamics. Family, friends, quality connections with people that you love. Now, you want to spend more time with net givers than net takers. People that give a lot more and not take a lot. And a lot of people are like, well, how do you know? Some people can't filter that process. The easiest way to tell is if someone is a net giver, ask yourself, after hanging out with someone, do you feel uplifted and energized or depleted and tired? The net takers will make you feel tired. The net givers will make you feel energized and alive. We need quality human social connection. This is how humans are. We are social creatures. We are not, you take 2 people, one living in a village with people they love and one person living isolated in a cave. The person that's going to live longer, barring accidents and some unforeseen event, is the person who's going to have the strong social connections. It's one of the largest predictors for people living a long time. And if we don't have quality social connections, our life force depletes. So again, if you're seeing life force depletion, these are the areas to check. You got to look at these because most humans leak in one of these, if not all of these. And yeah, we're all leaking here in some way or another. I'll save you the suspense. None of us get out of this alive. That's the way it goes. But you can play the game smarter. You can reduce risk and you can increase your odds and fight the good fight. And I think that's really important because everyone has got something to do here. I don't care how big or small you think you are. Everyone's face is unique. We all have something to offer that is unique. So again, life force depletion markers, check out these areas M.E.D.S.S, movement, environment, diet, sleep, strength, and social dynamics. If you got questions, put them down below. Thanks.